Because this is an unusual situation, we've decided to ask Andy to come forward and just share just a couple of minutes from his heart this morning about what has changed when he left and now he's back. And he's just going to share a few words from his heart with you. So if you would come at this time, Andy.
I'll just say up front, I always regretted when I came here that I didn't ask for a sabbatical after 20 years up front. This was a long road to have one, but I've had some time to get away and to think and to pause. I just want to share some thoughts to try to clue you in on where I've been over the past few months. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to let me address you this morning, and as you consider who's going to take over this important position. Ecclesiastes 3 says that there's a time and a season for everything, and Romans 8 promises us that in all things God works for the good of those who love him and who are called according to his purpose. And as Brother Mike read you my resignation letter several months ago, I want to quote one of the lines to let you know my heart and maybe put some of your thoughts at ease. This is what I said in that letter. I never wanted to be one of those ministers that got burned out on ministry, and I can honestly tell you that I am not. I said that 2 months ago. I still mean it today. God's wired me differently than some people. Teenagers, they don't get on my nerves. They don't make me nervous. And I don't see their generation as hopeless. They're a generation that needs Christ just as much as you and I, and the power of the gospel can change them just like it's been changing people for over 2,000 years. When I made the decision to step away from full-time ministry into ministering in a different way through a secular job, I did so with the impression that I'd have a team of men that I'd be leading, hopefully discipling, clients with whom I'd be able to interact and find ways to share my faith. And in addition, that I'd be able to continue serving in community ministry through the work of our church. This new opportunity would have allowed me to cut down on the number of jobs I was working and financially help with the college educations of my two beautiful children, well, with Sarah Elizabeth and Drew. And there's a peace in my heart about my decision, but obviously it didn't work out the way that I thought it would. The age-old question of why, I have definitely thought about over the past few months. Why did things transpire the way they did? And I think there are several answers, but I recently read something that has been one of the most poignant messages to me in this season, and of course I only found it because my wife pointed me towards it. Following a time of self-reflection, this author learned that sometimes God moves things that he wouldn't, that plans fall apart, and it can feel like things are slipping through your hands, but it's not all chaos. It's actually an opportunity for clarity, and what can feel like breaking can actually be realignment, and what looked like loss can really be mercy wrapped in disruption. And I see that. I see that God was protecting me even when I didn't understand it. I believe that I needed to slow down long enough to learn some things about myself. I shared some things with the search committee in our first meeting. I'd actually started making notes before life got flipped upside down, things that I realized I feel like I could have done differently, done better. Things at the church were going at such a pace, and we had so many things that were going so well. You're such a wonderful and a supportive church that I never allowed myself to become complacent, but I also didn't allow myself time to reflect on some of those things that I could have done better. I want to focus in some other areas to try to make our student ministry the best that it can be, finding ways to include our younger students sooner, finding ways for families to be more engaged together in Bible study and activities that foster spiritual growth, having a specific and a comprehensive plan to be able to meet the parents of students who visit on Wednesday nights, but their parents don't attend our church or another church themselves. Those were all ideas that I shared with the search committee that I would want to try to put into practice. I also, after speaking with them, would like to form a group of parents and members who'd be willing to meet with me on a more consistent basis and pray together about the direction of the student ministry. Please understand something. It was never my plan to stop being an active minister of the gospel through the ministries of First Baptist. It was actually written down in my new employee agreement that I'd be able to keep my commitments for missions that I had already made, and I'd be able to continue teaching on Wednesday nights for a time until the church was able to find someone to step in. And I did continue teaching after I started the new position. I've also been helping AJ as a volunteer, hosting meals here at the church, sharing devotions, and serving behind the scenes this past week at our student ministry spring break mission trip. I've already promised Brother Mike, who I consider not only the best pastor I've ever served with, but a true friend, that I would meet with him anytime he needed me. I would continue to preach if I was given the chance, and I'd support him in any other way that I possibly could. And none of that has changed. In fact, he's promised me that if I am rehired, that he'll meet with me even more regularly as I step back into this role and make sure I don't overwork myself and that I have proper perspective. I need to be clear. My heart is still in this church. It's in this community. And my desire is for young people to be exposed to the truth of the heart of the gospel, that Jesus Christ loves them, paid a steep price to be able to redeem them, that he has plans for their lives, and he offers forgiveness and grace and purpose. And my goal as a staff member would be the same as it was before, that in the halls and the rooms of this building, the name of Jesus will be proclaimed, his disciples will be taught, and the members of First Baptist will be prepared to take that message outside of these walls to make a kingdom impact. Mike asked me if I still felt motivated to be the best student minister that I can be for God's glory. Simply stated, I don't see any other way to do student ministry than with all of my heart. So yes, I am highly motivated to get going again. I never felt called away from working with students. I just thought I'd be doing it as a volunteer and trying to live by example what I've tried to teach and preach from the beginning of my time here, that we're all ministers of the gospel, whether you're on the church staff or you're a member. In closing, I know more than ever now what I'm specifically called to do, and that's to give my life in service to the Lord on the church staff for as long as I can. As difficult as this experience has been, I am truly grateful for the chance to learn things about myself that I can use that will make me a better man, a better husband, a better father, a better student minister, and a better friend. It hasn't been easy, but easy is not what we're called to. God sometimes allows things to fall apart, not to break you down, but to build you back into something bolder, deeper, and stronger. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share my heart this morning. I love this church. My family loves this church. Our best friends are here, and we've been blessed to be able to call First Baptist of Columbiana home. Thank you.